of the American Navy greets Vice Admiral Sir Sidney Merrick. The Canadian Royal Train arrives at Ottawa, and the visit of the King and Queen comes to a climax in the capital of Canada. Never before have sovereigns of the British Empire visited a British dominion. Never before has Ottawa enjoyed an occasion like this. The King inspects the Guard of Honour, and the uniform of the Guard of Honour seems very familiar, scarlet and the kilt and Scottish bonnet. Then comes the drive through Ottawa's streets, the Queen looking magnificent in her fox cape and small flowered hat. As on her visit to France, so now in the tour of Canada and America, Her Majesty has succeeded in combining fashion and regal dignity with truly inspired genius. Amid the cheering crowds, loyal sentiments are mingled with personal admiration. They leave Parliament, where for the first time in Canadian history, bills passed by the Commons and Upper House of Canada are given royal assent by the King in person. The Queen is here seen to be wearing a crinoline with white furs and a tiara. At the following ceremony, Her Majesty meets a Scottish workman engaged in the construction of the new Canadian Supreme Court, of which she lays the cornerstone. He stands on the platform beside her while she makes her broadcast address. Then, trooping the colour. The King is present at Ottawa's trooping ceremony this year instead of London's, and the Queen watches from a window with Lord Tweedsmuir, the Governor-General of the Dominion. It's the same familiar spectacle in not quite so familiar surroundings, and the slow march of the Canadian Guards is attuned to the solemn ritual of the Horse Guards parade. A royal garden party at Rideau Hall. The King and Queen were half an hour late for this because they'd driven out of Ottawa to visit an old servant of the royal family. Now, when they arrive, the guests press round them excitably. Silk hats and the glory of picture frocks are in evidence here, the nearest approach to a social function during the tour. But the biggest moment in Ottawa was after the unveiling of the Noble War Memorial, performed by the withdrawal of large banners held aloft by guardsmen. From the King's lips when he spoke came words laden with political faith.
Without freedom, there can be no enduring peace, and without peace, no enduring freedom.
The King then laid his wreath at the base of the monument, a beautiful work once exhibited in Hyde Park. Then he whispered a few words to the Queen, and at the appropriate moment they left their entourage and walked down among the Canadian legionaries in the crowd. Regard these unrehearsed pictures and reflect on their Majesty's intuitive flair for doing the graceful thing. The attendant police follow after them, but they're not to be deterred from making their own way unsponsored. The Queen asked the ex-soldiers about their medals, their war service, their wounds, and their Majesties mounted the plinth of the memorial to mingle with spectators examining it. While engaged in these conversations, they were lost in the crowd. For several seconds now, you can hardly see the plumes of the Queen's grey hat. Eventually, they emerge, and the gangway is spontaneously cleared for them. Matching the graceful action of the King and Queen is the restraint shown by the crowd amongst whom they walked. As a final gesture, they stand up in their car to acknowledge the enthusiasm of the multitude as it carries them away to new scenes of popular triumph in Toronto and beyond.